What's goody, family? Welcome to the second episode of the Bridge-Gadd show. If you watched the first one, thank you for coming back to this one. I dressed a little bit more chocolate today because I looked like Carlton in a fucking white sweater, so that's fine. My second guest today, you probably know him if you watched the first one. It means you're one of my friends because it's only close family right now, but we're growing the brand. And it's Joey Gatewood. We don't have a studio audience, but just imagine clapping.
Yeah, right?
What's good, Joseph? Thanks for coming. Dude, I wanted to get you in your utility belt on the show because you're fucking hilarious and the people need to know.
Yeah. I always wear it, just know that.
So before I let Joey just start talking, I'm going to do the opening rant because that's just how we start every show. And what I'm pissed about right now is if you're an older person and haven't been in college in a second, I'm enrolled at 18 credits and that's a decent amount. And three of those classes are theater classes, and I thought it was going to be easy as fuck. But one class alone requires 10 hours a week. It's 4 hours in class, 6 shop hours. Then there's a 1 credit class that's tied to that, and that I have to work a play. So I'm just like working with theater kids. I'm working with theater kids, and it's fucking. I'm essentially like the water boy to the leads. Like I have to sit, and every time he comes off stage, I'm like, hey, you gotta take your tie off. And he threw his tie, but it missed, and it landed on the floor. He just looked at me, and I was like, I have to pick this up now, huh? I was like, this is bullshit. They walk around too cocky. I'm like, this is theater at NAU. Like, we're not doing anything that matters. And I don't get I've seen the play 7 times. I don't understand what it is. They're like, it's a what's the word they use to describe it? I don't know what they use, but it's fucking stupid. I've seen it a bunch, and I don't understand. And it's like the costumes suck, and no, they don't suck. Because if there's people that are in it that are watching it, I think it's okay. I rolled my sleeves up one time, and the dude, because you're supposed to wear all black, you wear like black pants and black socks, and it's supposed to be a black long sleeve shirt, but I have long arms because my body's built unproportional. And so like I was sitting there, and the sleeves were kind of like up like this, so I just rolled them all the way up, and I don't fucking know, not the director, but some dickhead like 2 levels under him came up and was like, you need to pull your sleeves down because everything needs to be black. And I was like,
little did he know.
I was like, it is. It's black on black. And he didn't know how to handle. He's like, if you could just push it down because that's what the director said. I was like, yeah, I got you. But I thought it was funny. That's the opening rant. Hold on, before I get into something, I have a date at the Orpheum Theater, March 6th. I'm opening up for, I forgot her name. But the show starts at 8 o'clock. I'll be announced on my Instagram. What's today, Wednesday? Today. So go buy tickets to that. I think it'd be sick if people on Flagstaff came out, support comedy. If not, mook. Anyway.
Well, I got something to say about your opening rant a little bit. Okay, nothing wrong with maybe not liking the position that you're in. Okay, with the comedy or with the who is it with? Theater, with the theater kids. Right, but it's because maybe the position, maybe not because of actually the whole system itself. So like you said, if theater kids are watching, we do love you guys. I have been a theater kid for a week in my life. It was great. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
You done?
Almost. Yeah, so actually,
it's bad. This is actually it's harder than I thought. I asked one of them, I was like, how long have you guys been like doing this? And they're like, we had to be back a week before school started. Like,
well, they're serious. They're serious about their stuff, man.
They do a fuck ton. They got to do. So I have to go. I had to go on Monday from 5 to 9. Yesterday from 5 to 9. Today, tomorrow, through Sunday. Then Thursday through Sunday next week.
That's good. That's good.
For a 1 credit class.
Gives you a little character.
No payday, huh?
Gives you a little character.
I guess, dude. I took theater because I thought it was gonna be like I wanted to do stand up, so it's like I thought it was in the same realm. And it's fucking not. In all honesty, I don't understand why it's still. Who goes to see? It may be Broadway just because you're there, but like, who goes to see a play? We have movies now.
It's live action.
Do you know when plays were made?
I don't know, by Shakespeare.
No, people don't white, and they were doing plays. Like that was the standard of entertainment at that time. And now we have CGI. They made the Hulk and shit. Like, why are people still watching? It doesn't make any sense. And they're doing plays from. This shit's called Eurydice. If you know what it is, maybe comment because I don't understand. But like, why are you doing plays from like old times?
Well, I mean, if somebody can go see a movie, comedy, why would they come see a stand-up comedian? You know what I'm saying? Same idea. They want to see the live action. They want to be there and feel the energy. It's a lot different vibe.
One thing from my perspective, a lot of things that I learned, like for like my film stuff, actually stems all the way down from how things were done in theatre in terms of story. So like back in the day, there'd be like a structure of story. Like I can't remember like the phrase for it, but it'd be like something along the lines of like the same kind of structure. So they'd use like a build up, and then something bad would happen, and then there'd be like the character would do something which led to a resolution. So like there's still like things in it that are like used in like movies that make movies what they are.
Like the same backbone.
Yeah. So
we're going back to our origins here.
Yeah.
Is that why all the shit comes out like the same? It's all the same stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of why like a lot of like the same like kind of genre is like
it's all just
the
Romeo
same
and
kind
Juliet at the end of the day.
Like you'll notice like old plays about like romance and stuff. It'll be very like in terms of like story structure, probably fairly similar to what you get in like a modern like romance movie. So it's kind of interesting how it all stems from that.
I like that. If I can just comment on Mark's voice. It's just something incredible. He's got knowledge and a great voice.
That's why I picked him up, because I was like, smart. I was like, you know how sick it's going to be to have a foreign kid sitting behind the camera?
That's literally the only reason why. Sorry, Mark.
Just saying, just saying shit like, I think. You're like, what?
I think, yeah. City Temple on the beat.
You know what's weird? Why do you guys sound English when you sing songs? Or not English, but like American.
When they sing
Whoa.
songs.
Like Adele sounds... You thought it was a big black lady when she, the first time you heard her sing, but like why? And then she starts talking again. And you're like, what? Where did the? So y'all can cut it out.
I mean, I could say you guys sound like us, you know, when you sing.
But wait, no, that's our accent, and I literally figured out just now that Adele was an American. Just so you know, from you saying that.
You never heard her talk?
Well, clearly not.
I think the weirdest one is Scottish people. Because their like singing voices half the time don't sound anything like their actual voice.
The dudes who sing 500 Miles, are they Scottish?
Yeah, well they do, but I mean like, say like Lewis Capaldi for example or some shit. He sounds like, when he sings you couldn't tell he's Scottish.
Wait, what'd you say?
Like, no, there's a singer called Lewis Capaldi. He like charts a shit ton back home. But he sounds nothing like a Scottish person when he sings. It's really weird.
That is weird.
Everyone just kind of sounds the same when they sing, I guess.
It's really weird.
Go back to just, hard F's instead of THs.
Fuck you. Anyways.
Anyway, dude, I don't know. Plays are dumb. Joey, what else is going on? You said you got accepted into a nutrition program?
I got accepted into a master's degree nutrition program. So at the end of that, I'll be a dietitian unless I fuck something up really bad.
What's the dream for that? Like a dietitian to
yeah, so the dream is eventually to be like a dietitian and then to be a diabetes educator, right?
For underprivileged youth?
Yeah, sure. Underprivileged. You say maybe autoimmune deficient, maybe.
What?
Maybe underprivileged, autoimmune deficient. I don't know.
From the hood.
Okay, yeah, sure. I was gonna make a joke. I probably shouldn't. Okay. No, yeah. So that's the dream, I guess. And honestly, that'll be part of the thing is helping kids like in underprivileged kids, underprivileged people get the resources and knowledge that they need to be able to get good food. So, because food's a big fucking deal.
Especially for those at risk.
Yeah. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. I have diabetes, if you guys didn't know. Type 1. So now it's out there. We're allowed to make fun of it, okay? I'm not less than you. It's okay. It's okay to laugh at me, and it's okay for me to do insulin in public, too. So
that's why he wears the utility belt or fanny pack around his waist. It's not a style choice.
But I also can sneak things in here, like chapstick. I can sneak shooters, gum. It's just a lot of shit. So.
Wait, your logo's not facing out.
Oh yeah.
It's not a real podcast if your logo's not facing out.
There you go. We're actually sponsored by Starbucks. That's a lie. I don't want copyright infringement. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, Starbucks, if you're out there.
Yeah, we'll be looking for DBG.
Isn't that kind of weird? So I was waiting in line at one Starbucks with a bunch of white girls. And then I was like, the line's too long. So I left and walked to another one. And it took me 45 seconds. That's not okay.
At a different coffee shop or another Starbucks?
A different Starbucks. It took me 45 seconds to walk to another one.
Oh.
What fucking world do we live in? What is that?
Big corporate America, baby.
I was like, oh, but this Starbucks is too full. Let me fucking shuffle over to this other one. I was like, oh my God, there's a lack of melanin in this one too, but the line's shorter. And I put it on my Instagram. It's literally just a bunch of white girls. There were two dudes in hats. It's just real sad to be there.
Well, stereotypes do happen to be usually pretty true.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, stereotypes are true. See, and just because I'm white, that was seeming racist, but it wasn't. I was just talking about stereotypes, and Daniel got offended. Just an idea.
I mean, well, we're from the same place, so I know you're good people.
No Phoenix, baby, represent 602.
Did you just start with a gang sign?
I think I did. I think it was actually more of a Pac-Man.
That's dumb. For those who don't know, me and Joey went to the same high school. He's just like 4 years older than me, even though he looks a good 36.
I don't look 36.
Well, I mean,
I look good. I look hot right now. For all the ladies out there, I know I look hot.
I mean, your hairline's run away from your eyebrows a little bit.
No, it's not, dude. If anything, my eyebrows are bushier than ever. I love it. I'm gonna get a unibrow.
How come your eyebrows and your beard are like really blonde, but your hair is, really brown, but your hair is blonde?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a mutt.
Mark, are you blonde too?
No.
No.
Huh?
That's dirty. That's
everything I've seen your hairline.
See,
You always
Mark
wear
is
a hat.
balding
Mark always
before
wears
me.
a hat. You kind of look like a fish now. I can see that.
Yeah.
Like Angelina Jolie and Beowulf. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Just without the tits.
Angela Jolie.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. You haven't seen me with a shirt off.
You said what?
You haven't seen me with a shirt off. You
You
don't
look
know.
cut up, Mark?
I haven't seen you with a what?
With a shirt off.
Shirt
Oh, I
off.
thought you were saying shut off. Shut off. It sounds like shut off.
I'll
Shirt
shut
off.
up, yeah.
Shirt off.
Damn it, don't discriminate because of his
I'm not. That's not
speech
discriminating.
impediment accent. Sorry.
Speech impediment. Okay, I see how this is. That's going back on.
See, we roast everybody here. It's okay. It's okay. His name is just Mark, by the way. It's not Marcus. It's just Mark, which I was really surprised to hear. I hope it's okay.
Hey, are the names in England? First of all, I didn't realize England was tiny. It's compared to the United States size wise. It's
Yeah,
way
it's like
smaller.
really.
half of Arizona.
What?
No.
And they controlled the world for like a second.
Yeah.
How? What did y'all develop first? Guns?
Just big guys, aren't we? I don't know.
Just
We ate a lot of dairy.
he said, I think we just had a couple of big guys and we
Fucking barbarians.
came in there with the guns and really came in there with chlamydia or some shit. Wiped out fucking everyone.
Who knows?
Chlamydia's not going to kill you, kids.
You guys rebounded good now. You have soccer and... You guys rebounded nice. Did you at least pick the right side during the world wars?
I think they pretty much stayed out of the World Wars, didn't they?
England.
Nah, Germany didn't get you guys?
No. We was like one of the men free in like both wars, like fighting against like, Germany and shit.
Oh, so you picked the right side.
Yeah.
What about the first one?
Yeah, we was like the air side, yeah. So it was like the three like main countries was like.
So you learned not to disagree with us. Huh? After we told you how to bounce, you guys like, maybe we should listen to these crazy fucks. It's just been colonizing and inter-race mixing, and it's a whole fucking crazy thing.
It works, though.
And we won.
I mean, we just left Europe.
So, Jack.
You know, Brexit just happened, so.
Back-to-back World War champs. America!
I don't know shit about history, so sorry. I can't back you up, Mark. I can't back you
Yeah.
up, PPG. I'm kind of just here showing off my logo. Am I talking loud enough, by the way?
No, maybe a little bit louder. Look, all I know is that we won World War I, and that we were winning World War II, and we dropped a bomb. And then we dropped a second one as a victory lap, and then ever since we've just been living our We were like, what? Oh, you didn't hear the first? And then England was like, we should side with them.
Right? Like, oi.
We was actually in it before you guys.
See, and that's why we need
True.
Mark here. We don't know shit about history.
You guys are just a fighting. Let me put my pants up. I look like a hoodlum. You guys are just a fighting people. Like boxing's real big over there, right? Or it's like the UFC's bigger over here.
UFC's bigger over here, I'd say.
Yeah.
There's a lot more fighters from here that go into UFC. But yeah, the whole thing behind like the World War, like we only ended up in the First World War because Belgium got invaded, which they was like a neutral country, so we said we'd protect them if anything happened. So that's when we came into it.
That's the fucking squad right there.
Yeah.
England and Belgium, back at it again. No, I'm just kidding.
But
No,
yeah.
Mark's actual boxer. He'll fucking.
Marcus, you're a
He'll
boxer,
move.
Mark.
He'll move some
Training.
furniture around if you need him
Training.
Move some what around?
to. He'll move some furniture around if you need him to.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Huh?
Like my furniture in my house?
Yeah.
No, like fight. You never heard someone say
I've never
that?
moved their furniture around.
never
That's not
heard
even a good one.
You've never heard someone say move the furniture around?
No.
Say, hey, someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, what's up, bro? We throwing fucking hands, guy? We throwing hands? You're like, hey, we don't need to move any furniture around here today.
Oh, moving furniture to fight. Oh. Sometimes I'm a little slow on things. I like moving furniture. I've only heard moving furniture. Move your junk to the side.
Really, what happened is I meant to say
Sports
move it. Mark can move his hands around a little bit, and then I fucked up and said furniture, and I doubled down and sounded like a fucking idiot.
No. You saved it good. If you go in big, you always got to double down. I respect that by you.
Yeah, you have to. Sorry we're making fun of you more today, Mark. It's pretty fun.
I think it's great.
No, it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Mark's the only person with tighter pants on.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, the skinny black pants with the white socks, Mark.
And the what can I think of? And the with the Asics.
Asics, great brand of shoe though. I had an Asics I think lasted for about 12,000 miles.
Well,
You also look like you have. Do you have white people hiking boots?
I don't have white.
So I got like the gym after this, so I just can't be asked like packing 2 pairs of shoes.
No,
so.
I'm just giving you shit, Mike. Don't fuck. We're not actually.
No,
we're not
I've got to
talking
explain
shit.
myself, you know.
Give him a chance. Yeah, it looks like shit, but give him a chance. Come on.
You're dressed like a hip father.
I look, yeah, damn right I am. And I've got my religious chain on, and I make it double down as like bling bling when I go out to the club. I look good, you know what I'm saying? I'm 25 and I'm thriving, bitch.
You're how old?
25. Yeah, I'm a grown ass man, so shit that I say, you better listen. Jerk like that one.
25. You're a fucking father.
I don't look 25, especially if I shave my beard though. Honestly, I could pass as 14. No, not that I would. Maybe to get cheaper things, like the cheaper movie tickets.
Why would you want to be 14?
To get cheaper movie tickets.
Joe's a creep. What?
I'm not a creep. For the record, I'm not a creep.
For the record, I'm not a creep.
I have like a fantasy. My thing is like with older women. I've tried to date a younger chick. It didn't work.
So you just pull up to the spot with the 45-year-old?
You damn right I would.
I don't think I could do that.
I think it's for me. It's more lust than love, though.
So you're only 3 years older than me, but you just seem so much more like manly. Like I'm hoping one of these days I'll hit puberty and my voice will stop cracking, and then maybe I'll just put some weight on and look like a man. Like you see this chin hair right here. This is my life growth. Like
That's
it doesn't
good.
No, fuck you. It doesn't get it doesn't get any better than this. You have a fucking that's your trimmed beard right now. That
It
pisses
is.
me off.
I trimmed it yesterday morning. I woke up at 5 a.m. because that's a grown man thing to do.
Wake up at 5.
No, I did it once. Today I woke up at 10:30. I was fucking tired.
Bro, college is the only place where you're like, all right, Tuesday I gotta wake up at 6, then Wednesday I can sleep in until noon.
Yeah, it's
then,
so bad.
Then Thursday I gotta get up at 9. Like, there's not a consistent schedule.
Really bad for your circadian rhythm. If you guys know what that is. If not, go back to school.
Isn't that the shit that, like, makes you sleep at night?
Yeah, it's just like your body's natural cycle, kind of. And supposedly, when I learned about it, you're supposed to wake up in the middle of the night. You're supposed to go to bed at like 7, wake up at like 12 or 1, then go back to bed at like 3 or 4. And I'm like,
You're
it's
not
supposed to be
sleep through the night.
Supposedly not. Maybe when we were, I don't know. It doesn't make sense in any part of the world.
So when my body just sleeps through the night, it's really lying to me.
That's up to you to decide.
So you're saying you go 3 hours of sleep and you wake up. What do you do for that hour and a half you're awake?
Oh, you go party, go talk to your neighbors.
Bro, the rest of the world really does it right. There's places in the world that have siestas, and if you're Caucasian, that means naps. Like Italy and Mexico just take naps. They're like, it's 1 o'clock. So
They do. They close everything down.
let's get into the big 3, Mark. Where's that paper at for you?
So we got Fury and Wilder this Saturday. So, what do you think about that? What are your predictions?
Well, I don't know anything about boxing, but Deontay Wilder is black, so by default,
it is Black History Month as well.
by default, because of the month it is, and the way my hair is today, because I sagged my pants earlier, I think Tyson Fury is going to win.
I don't know. I saw some highlights of their last fight. Tyson Fury is a psychopath. You know, I think he literally got knocked out partway through the fight. Am I right on that one, Mark?
Yeah, round 12 as well.
Round 12. He got knocked out twice.
Yeah, he got knocked down once, and then round 12, he was legit lights out, but he got up on the 10 count.
I mean, and if you do that and you get up fighting the way that he kept fighting, something's really wrong with you, and I would probably bet on you to fight.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to stop fighting until he's dead or until he just can't move.
Ooh.
Tyson Fury.
Why are you looking at me like that, bro? Jesus. All right.
I'm intense.
Sorry,
You want to know something about it, though?
Last 10 seconds?
Like, the two knockdowns were the only thing that kept, sorry about that, were the only thing that kept Wilder in it. Because Fury actually won 10 rounds out of the 12.
Really?
Yeah.
But
So, as a boxer,
the
it's far
judges
superior.
fronted Wilder a couple black points because he knew a guy.
Black.
So really, it was like 6-6, which is why there's a rematch. I think I'm taking Wilder now.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to make it.
You can't rule him out. He's got that right hand; it can come over at any
I want
point.
to see someone get put to sleep.
I mean, both these guys are both huge, though. Anybody's got the right hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I
We've
mean,
all
you
got
might
the
have
weight
bigger
and
calves than
size.
Deontay Wilder, though.
Me?
Yeah, you're
That's
reasonable,
okay.
yeah.
That's okay. What about John Jones? I wouldn't fight John Jones.
He's the baddest dude on the planet.
And he's got tiny little pigeon calves. Not gonna fight him. Not gonna fight him.
Do you know? Nah, you wouldn't know.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so you're saying Wilder?
I'm saying Fury.
Sorry, dude. Every time you start talking, I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy's issue?
Me?
No, sorry. I'm just.
That's good. That's good.
I'm just looking at your hairline. It's like, oh.
My hairline is not going back. My hairline is fine right where it's at. I know I look good.
It's thinning, but it's good.
My hair's not thinning. I've had thin hair since I was 4 years old.
It's just blonde.
Yeah.
That's just.
He didn't look so sure about that.
It's normal for adult men.
To have blonde hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it like?
Yeah, I'm like Nordic. I've got Austrian in me. I've got a little bit of European folk.
Yeah, but shouldn't it like grow up at some point? And, like
My hair, it has.
like brown out a little bit.
It goes with the sun. It got brown and then it goes blonde. It goes with the sun.
Mine does that. Yeah.
It really does that.
Mine's
It's
gone
really
like
true.
pretty ginger as well in the past.
And look at how white Mark is.
My nose does that in the winter. It starts changing
My
colors.
nose
It
does
gets
that
cold.
every weekend.
That's how you determine if someone's a light skin or not.
How?
Hmm?
How?
If their nose turns red. Because dark skinned noses don't change colors. Your mom and dad didn't tell you that growing up?
I was in a low melanin house. It was.
So who you got? Who you got for the fight then?
Oh.
Wilder.
I like to bet something. We can't bet money, so let's bet push-ups or something.
Big chest guy?
Huge. Look, look. I can bounce my tits. Move this. I can bounce my tits. I'm 25. Fuck you. For the record, I haven't worked out in 2 months. So,
fuck you.
yeah. 50
All right,
push-ups.
Mark, go into the next one that we put on there because I was told it was a good idea.
What is it?
So we got transgender sports.
Transgender! Yes, sir! Who is it? Who is it? Dwight Howard that likes transgender?
Yeah, he got caught up in something.
He did. Hey, man, teach Sean. It's 2020. Go ahead, big cat. Okay,
We were talking about, you were saying earlier about some Montana.
So, yeah, and I can't really get too into this, like, because I'm a little bit involved in some of the legislation for this type of stuff, but we could just talk about it from a very neutral point of view.
Legislation? What the fuck are you talking about?
For SAC. Right, if it's like, yeah. It's cool. It's good. It's cool, but I gotta hear it. So, there's a transgender runner right now at Montana University, right, Missoula, and he, who is now a she, was previously on the men's cross country team, did hormone therapy for a year, and is now on the women's cross country team. I don't know how she is performing, but I know that's what's going on. And to me, if I can just put my opinion real quick, I think that it's like, one of the guys said it great at the conference. He's like, the second that you're born, your embryo is either fertilized in like testosterone probably or estrogen. And so you start building right away, either more anabolic or not. And so I don't know. And it only is going to be a problem if this girl now is destroying the conference. If not, then it's not going to be a big deal.
Which is what's going to happen because that's sick. That's a guy. Okay, look. If you were,
I know.
Hold on. So if you were that, like, okay, so technically it's a girl now, but up until a year, she is a girl now, but up until like a year ago, you were a guy, and you still have like guy. You had guy hormones in you your entire life, which is an advantage, and your bone structure is different, which is an advantage, and your lung capacity is probably more, which is an advantage. And it's fucking crazy that's a thing. Look, it's like go in your own, have like a crossover, like a
transgender. But how many transgenders are there to make a thing? Is that what you're saying?
Dude, there's like 9 women's basketball teams, and they all just play each other 1,000 times. They could do the same thing.
In college?
No, in the WNBA.
Well, this girl's in college. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, who are we to say that Caitlyn Jenner is Bruce Jenner? You know, we don't know. It doesn't matter what's going on under here. It matters what's going on in society right now. It doesn't matter what's going on under here. It matters what's going on under here. I'm serious, man. I can't do that. I'm not flexible enough. So I'm just going to point that out. You know what I'm saying, though? It matters what's going on up here, more so. That's why all this is happening. People are like, oh, you want to be a...
You're saying it matters what's going on up here, and that's the issue, or that's what's going on?
That's everything. That's everything. That's just what's going on.
Well, then if it matters what's going on up here, then anyone can go, like, I could go play women's basketball right now.
Yeah, you could.
So you're saying that's good?
That's what... I mean, no. I'm just saying that is what it is.
It's just...
I'm not going to give any opinion on it. I'm just saying that is what it is.
It's tricky, because it's like, obviously... it's a guy that went to a girl. She shouldn't be running with like biological from the jump girls. That's not fair to them because it's like, what are you even practicing for if somebody who is essentially their body makeup is a guy, their head they're a girl, but their body makeup is a dude? Like, how are you supposed to win? Just biologically, you're different. You don't have the same.
That's a good point.
What do you do? Like, what do you do with those people? Because that's just hard. You know, if there was enough, you could have your own division. But
you could have your own division, right? But then it's like, then these people feel left out because they're like, well, why are we not considered a guy or a girl?
So for the Olympics, some people are calling for intersex division. So it's not women, it's not men's, it's a combination of the two. But how many people are going to be okay with that? Like, socially, people are calling for it, but at the same time, as an athlete, if I'm intersex, I'm not going to go out and be like, it's just socially, that would be embarrassing for me to try and go out and be that kind of athlete.
It's how many people that like live their life that way actually want to do sports as well. Like, is it going to actually gain the athletes and the traction from the public?
That's a good point. I don't know. I think something as big as the Olympics, it's like, okay, well, this is where it matters most for us to kind of come up with something. In college, obviously, too, we need to come up with something that pleases both sides. But if you come up with a trans section, then the people who are in the races could feel offended or hurt by doing that. But also, like Mark said, they need to make the decision whether they want to do it or not. And then if you make them just run with whoever they switch to, then they could either get dominated or dominate their group. So it's like, utilitarian, who are you going to choose? You decide, America.
I fucking hate you. Dude, so that leads us into our third big three topic, which is what? Mock.
PEDs.
Oh.
They should be allowed in certain sports and not other sports. Go.
Bullshit. But what sports?
Baseball.
Allowed?
Yes.
Barry Bonds 2.0.
Good. It's
Just
not
ripping homers?
not a contact sport. Juice up all you want.
No.
Yeah, but like the whole part of being a professional athlete is showing you can do it, showing you can put the work in. And if someone's going in and putting half the work in and destroying
But
the
that's
playing
not that's
field.
not the way steroids work though. So like, you still have to work your ass off. Like you can't just shoot steroids. The reason Barry Bonds was that good is because he worked his ass off and took steroids.
Which is a lot easier to do if you're taking steroids. You recover faster, and you have the ability to grow a lot more and get a lot stronger, right? So let's say here's two people. They're growing up. They're both their thresholds are right here as an athlete. Boom. But subject 2 takes a bunch of steroids. Now he's here all of a sudden, but they're putting in the same work ethic. So and I don't have a problem with people going and taking steroids as long as it's okay for the whole sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like baseball, that should be fine. Everyone can take steroids. Boxing, no.
No, people
UFC,
would die.
no.
People would
Football,
die.
no. But like fucking swimming, dude. Like take whatever you fucking feel like. You're swimming in water. I don't give a fuck. Anything where you collide with another person though, probably not.
I don't think it should be in any strongman competitions.
Yeah, or
Defeats
that
object.
shit, or that shit either. Like, could you imagine
But that's not a contact sport, though.
strongman stuff?
Yeah, that's not contact.
But that's straight off of like
It's based on your.
it's
strength,
based on your
yeah.
just natural
I
strength.
got what you're saying.
It's
Though.
not natural strength. Do you know how much those guys? It is size and natural to a
Actually,
point.
you know what? I changed my mind. Fuck that. That one should be able to have steroids.
They
I don't think
already
it
do.
should, 'cause
yeah,
it
they
takes
already
away
do.
from
If
it.
you
Like
think the
it's
mountain's
like
not taking juice, you're wrong.
I mean, he's 6'10", 500 pounds. He's a
not
monster.
500 pounds, maybe 480.
He's
huge.
fucking huge.
I mean, it takes
those guys should be
because-
able to juice. Tiger should have juice in a cup. Like it, golf should have it.
Because then you set this. The only problem with that is you set the standard of now the next athlete that comes up as a kid. He goes, well, if I ever want to beat this guy, then I'm gonna have to juice. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reality of it because
That's what white kids been saying for years.
No.
for me, like in any sport, it just defeats the object of pushing your boundaries as a human and what you can do without supplementing that.
It does. And it puts that thing, like I said, the kids come up, they say, no, I got a juice to be this good. And then their body's all fucked up and they're in a wheelchair when they're 50.
Yeah.
Or you were going to be in a wheelchair when you're 50 anyway.
No way.
But, hold on, but steroids help you recover also, right?
Yeah, while you're
Right.
taking them.
Yeah. So wouldn't your body come out decent in the end?
No, because it's super hard on your organs and it's more stress than your body should be taking. So it's like overworking. So I feel like it's like accelerating your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you're working, you do work for a year, but so you're recovering faster. It's like you're living faster, right? So it's like you're working for like 2 years. So just go ahead and knock that off the end of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, but if you're doing steroids, like you're already here for a good time, not a long time anyways.
I know. Yeah.
So it really doesn't fucking matter at that point. If you want to, like those Mr. Olympia guys, like they're clearly like, well,
Those guys are
they're like,
juiced
they signed a deal where they're like, I'm gonna live to be 47, and like that's cool.
right. Look at Ronnie Coleman, right?
Yeah.
You don't realize how those guys look after they're done doing all their shit because.
The logo's not facing out. It's not real.
It's on me.
You said what?
Ronnie Coleman looks like, he's had however many surgeries and, right, C.T. Fletcher, I don't know if he did
I
any
know.
steroids,
100%.
right? So, and those guys, open heart surgery, and it's like, I think it's their decision. But then, so it's the difference between individual decision or decision for the actual sport in itself. The whole thing, so. That's
I think it would be interesting. It would just be sick if they had like, well, you know how like the bodybuilding has like a natural section and then like a have fun boys section. Like, hey, dude, I don't know, put in the syringe and see what happens.
Right?
So, like, if you had to choose steroids, no steroids, you couldn't categorize it into sports. What would you go with?
In general?
Yeah.
For everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Give it to
I'm saying no.
Give it to soccer needs it, so maybe we can get some testosterone going over there.
I wouldn't say it needs it because
Huh?
it's not based on. I don't think it needs it because it's not like kind of strength based.
What's not?
Like soccer, it's more like kind of your dexterity and your ability and your like agility.
That's the
So-
bad steroids would improve that, though, right?
No.
Yes.
But it's also a skill game.
Agility?
Well, longer shorts and less flopping would improve that shit. What you talking about?
But
Maybe
it's-
throw an alpha male in there. Like, god damn, bro, I'm tired.
But like at high level, like the physicality of it kind of dies down, and it's all based on the skill that you
Yeah.
have. So I'm not sure how much it'd actually benefit, especially at high level.
Whatever.
My answer is no. I think no. Let the boys play. Come on. We need Brian Cushing out there cracking people's skulls in half.
If you're telling me that clip of him hitting his helmet against fucking his head isn't entertaining, though?
Oh, 100%er. But if you want to do that, then make a whole separate league. Make the XFL pro hormone. You know? Don't know anything about the XFL.
That shit is great, bro. You can walk up. They do like sideline interviews during the game.
I love that.
That's the sickest shit. Probably not like if it happened to you, I'd be like, they shit on my face. But like dudes throw picks or fumbles, and they literally walk up and have to like answer questions. That's what happens when you get the head of the WWE to manage your fucking. They're like, instant drama, go. You just fumbled your whole family's life away. Your mom will never have a house. Your kids won't eat food. Tell me your feelings.
He's like, I don't give a fuck.
I wish it could be on like HBO or something so you could really hear what's going on. Like combined. The XFL should be on HBO so you get that same shit where he's just like, you just do your fourth pick of the night and you get the quarterback that comes on there because there's a lot of black quarterbacks like Cardell Jones and shit. You're like, man, these niggas ain't running the routes that we call them. Coach is calling it bullshit. I'm tired of this. Someone get my agent on the phone. Tell him I want out of her. You're like, what? HBO, hook it the fuck up. God damn it.
Maybe they will. Listen to this podcast. DBG. Wait, what's the name of your podcast, by the way?
I shamelessly called it the Bridge-Gadd Show.
Correct for saying shamelessly.
I was writing down on like a piece of paper. I was like names. I was about to call it Big Something Guy because I was trying to be profound, and then like every name would every episode would be like, you know, like Big Receding Hairline Guy or like whatever the fuck.
I don't have a receding hairline. Just to clear that, I really don't. Look at this, dude. Look at that. It's been like this since I popped out the womb.
And then my girlfriend was like, "That's fucking stupid." So you know,
I think that would be
it
a
didn't
lot.
go through.
Wait, would it be shamelessly? That means you no shame. It'd be
Wait, here we go.
shamefully.
Come up with another name for the podcast right now. What are you naming?
The Hodgepodge Podcast. We've already thought of that actually.
Why?
Because we talk about a hodgepodge bunch of shit. But that's going to be our podcast, my podcast I make. So tune into my podcast, Hodgepodge Podcast, starting next week. A little bit of self-promoting. No, I'm playing. I don't know, dude. This just like, it sounds like a little ego-driven. The Bridge-Gadd Show. I wonder who's on that show.
The most disrespectful. The most disrespectful shit. No, because I want my last name to fucking work. Because it's not like some people say it and it doesn't roll off their tongue right. Like I got called up at I was doing a show in Phoenix somewhere, and this dude's like, he reads my name. He's like, next on stage is like Daniel Bridge. Hey, you got to change that shit. I was like, what? It pisses me off because the first part of my name is like a real word, and people will butcher the fuck out of that.
Daniel?
I'm like, you're fucking stupid, huh? Yeah, no, what?
Bridge,
dummy.
I
The
thought
fuck
you meant
talking
Daniel.
about?
The first part of my name. You say first
It's
part.
the Bridge-Gadd, not the Daniel
I know.
Bridge-Gadd show.
Well, yeah, I know.
It's 2 syllables. It rolls off the tongue.
Bridge-Gadd.
Yeah, same as yours.
Okay.
Galloway.
Yeah. We're gonna close it out. I wanted to hear one personal thing about Joey, and he came up with this.
Yeah. So I'll be open with you guys, right? I had a friend in middle school who was not the best guy ever, and my parents were gone. My parents were never gone for the weekends, right? They never were gone. And my parents were both gone for some reason. My dad was in California visiting his brother, and my mom was somewhere else. And I was like, okay, well, let's try some alcohol. So we went to drink a little bit, and I was 13, right? So we start drinking, and we're like taking shots, trying to walk along like the little creases in the tile, like, whoa, I'm feeling a little drunk. And then I remember I got pretty drunk, and I remember my mom told me to do chores while she was gone, so I was trying to clean the mirrors. I was all drunk, and then I got really drunk, and I walked to the ditch and was trying to light a cigarette. That was fucking cool like
That's
that.
great.
And then, so this is kind of where it gets juicy, though. I go home, and I thought I was dying. I legit thought I was dying. Remember, I have diabetes. So I was like, oh, I'm dying, and I called 911, and I was like, I'm fucking dying, and like this lady thought that I was like, she thought I was like a suicide like call, which I wasn't. I just was really drunk, and she's like,
How old were you? Like 13?
I was 13. She's like, we're sending an ambulance, and I'm like, okay, and then she's like, we need to know that it's safe to come in. I'm like, kick down the fucking door, like just get in here now, like, and I'm like, I'm fucking dying. And I remember I puked all over my math book, dude. I was like rolling in my puke. And then like, God, dude, my brother got home, and my brother used to scare the shit out of me. And he was in the Marines for 5 years. He's a really, really great guy. And I remember he stood over me, and he got off work, and he's like, shut the fuck up, like whenever like
Shut
that.
the fuck up.
And he scared the shit out of me, and I was like, oh, like, oh man. Then I went to the hospital. Then it was just the most embarrassing thing ever. So that's kind of my personal story. I don't drink too much anymore. I think that alcohol is a bad thing for you in excess.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
The first time I got drunk, I was 15, and because I was trying to get. It was the summer after my freshman year of high school, and I was trying to win the starting job. Oh, remember Trent?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to win the starting job at my high school, and my cousin, who was 18, had just graduated high school. So me and my dad, my brother and sister, were all supposed to like drive out there, and we were gonna go to his graduation and then go to like the after party. And they live in, and my mom couldn't go for some reason. So I was like, oh, we're about to get lit. This is gonna be sick, whatever. And it was like they live in this place called Regina, New Mexico. Yeah, it's really just Regina with
New
Regina with an
Mexico.
R. Yeah, and so it's like there's the middle of nowhere in New Mexico, and so we get into we had a minivan at the time, stunting, and then we get in the minivan, we drive to New Mexico, and then we go to the graduation or whatever, and then the graduation party is, bro, they have like 3 kegs, and it's fucking crazy. There's a bunch of people there, and so like at night, my cousin hands me a beer, and I was like, ooh, this is sick, because like I got drunk before, but I never got like drunk. And so I was drinking a bunch, and he kept handing me some, and I was like 90% sure my dad saw it and was like, I was like, oh, he's cool with this shit. He was not. Turns out later he was just lying and was
Just
like,
kind of cover his own ass.
yeah, exactly. Because then I got drunk, and somehow I remember we went to a second location. Never a good idea. So it was my cousin, and we were drinking beers, and the car was not good. He was like going to the dance, which was like at this like civic center, I don't know, some place also in the middle of Regina, New Mexico. And then we go there, and I didn't tell my dad I was leaving, but I'm just holding the hand of the crowd, so I'm cool. And we get, we get in the car, and we drive there, and we're having fun or whatever. And then my dad and my cousin's mom pull up to come get us because they didn't know where we were at, and they like heard through the grapevine where we were at. So they pull up in the Honda Odyssey minivan. And they come and they grab us and they throw us in the back of it in front of everybody. Looked like we got arrested in the shittiest way possible. They were just like, get out of here. And then they drove us back. And I was sleeping at my grandma's house, and my dad dragged me in the house. He's like, shut the fuck up, go to sleep. I was like, you're cool, Waylon, shut up. And then the next day we were driving back to Phoenix, and like he didn't let me sleep or anything. Like I was sitting in the front, he had the windows down, the music going. I was like, you're such a cock. And then I got back home, and my mom freaked the fuck out. This is where, love my mom, sweet lady, but she went overboard from time to time. Like we were home, and then when I was drunk, I told my dad another time that I like drank alcohol in the house with my other friend, and like got all loose lips. So I came home, and he told my mom all that, and then they were like, you got to call all the parents of the kids who you drank with and apologize. I was like, whatever. and like you also have to go tell your head coach that you got caught drinking. And I was like, fuck, dude. It was Yanis too. I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, no. And then so I had to go tell him. And then that whole summer, I had to stay after work. Oh, by the way, she wouldn't drive me to practice. And we lived like, it took me a bike ride 20 minutes to bike one way.
Oh, no.
In the middle of the summer. So like the mornings weren't that bad because it was early. But then I had to bike back at like 1 in the afternoon after I got done working with him in the Phoenix heat. Like 20 minutes back.
Well,
uphill a lot of it.
Gotten drunk.
Well, yeah, but but like at the end of the day, probably don't do that. But then like, I was like, Mom, you're like, I was trying to win a spot over a senior who like at the time was the favorite. I was like, Elaine, you're fucking me right now. Also, the part that I left out is I had to sleep on the floor in my parents' room for 2 nights because they didn't trust me to not drink. Yeah.
Ours, man. If I had kids, there's no way my kids sleep on the floor in my room.
What the fuck? Okay, look, you get caught. Look, you get caught. It wasn't like I got caught at some fucking crack house shooting up. I was at my family, basically a family function, drinking. My mom should have been like, no, don't do that. But like, also a kid getting caught drinking at 15 is not out of the ordinary. Like, that's like, come on. I don't know how much my dad knew though, because like in the morning we were just sitting around. And he was kind of being like whatever about it, and then like we got back and he in front of my mom he was totally like yeah. And I was like fuck you, like what was like that in the car? You shouldn't talk to me the whole time.
Wow. Why? There's a reason why drinking age 21.
Isn't that weird? It changes. Like in Flagstaff where we're at right now, to buy like nicotine products and stuff.
21. It's
21, but in Phoenix it's 18. But the drinking age is 21. But you can enlist in an army at 18. Right. You can make people at 12.
Drinking age in Arizona used to be 18, right?
Wouldn't that be sick?
It was. I'm pretty sure like 10 years ago. Maybe even 15.
Well, they had to get rid of that because then that affects high school. Then like seniors can legally go buy.
100, yeah. Dude. Maybe it was like 19 or something. I remember when my brother or my sister, like, because they're way older than me, it was like that for them. They had to be like 19 or something like that to buy booze or to gamble or whatever, which I have a gambling addiction, so that's okay. But I'm like, man, like, but probably it's smart to change it. But the fucked up thing though is with the military. That's what I've always thought.
Yeah, we touched on that last time.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a whole talk, but.
You want to hear about one of the first times I got drunk?
Yeah.
I can't remember the first one. Like, there's no way I can remember.
Because you do it different across the pond, huh?
Yeah. So, it was like, my parents went away for the weekend. So I was like, oh, I'll have some friends round, because I normally would. Anyways, just to chill out. Mm-hmm. Do whatever. And we was like, we should have a drink. I don't know, I think I might have been 16, 15. And there's this fucking shop, right? It's called Mucky Mary's. So that speaks. It's called Mucky Mary's.
And they do what there?
Basically, like it's legit. It's like the sketchiest place ever. I can stick a photo on screen in the edit. It's basically like this old little corner shop, but all the windows are fucking boarded up and shit. Mm-hmm. And the two people that work there is Mucky Mary, and she's like 204 years old. And then there's this guy called Dirty Danker.
Wait, who?
There's this guy called Dirty Danker.
Oh, so it's a rubbing time.
Yeah, this sounds like it's from a cartoon. It doesn't even sound like real life.
It's so messed up. And I don't know how it's still open. It's been there like since my mum was like a kid as well. So it's like, what the hell? But it's so funny because like back home, like in high school, we have to wear like a uniform.
That's pretty standard.
So legit, if you take your tie off and like your blazer, you go in, he'll still serve you. Like cigarettes, alcohol. It's like all like cheap stuff, but he'll sell you it. So I was like to my friends, I was like,
Dirty
Danker, yeah.
Dirty Danker.
Wait, it's Dan Kerr?
Danker.
I don't know if we're hearing this right. I'm serious. How do you Danker?
Danker.
DANKUR.
K-E-R. So it's just an O on the end, just an O. Danker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just an O.
Yeah, Dirty Danker.
Danko.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're like, right. So we walk up there, and we're all like, right, we need to not fuck up. So we're like, right, we'll bring some backpacks because obviously we've got to walk back home as well.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, I walked through like a field, so I'm like, we'll be fine. So we get there, we spend like all of our money, which is like, I don't know, I think we had like £40, 40 quid. So that's like $50.
Okay.
Between like the 5 of us, and then we saved some money for food. So we bought like something like 2 like huge bottles of vodka, but he didn't sell beers or anything. So like all we could buy is like hard liquor. So we just bought a bunch of chasers as well. We went back to my house and it was like the dirtiest night ever.
Yeah.
Like it was just so bad. But like I don't think this was the same night. But like one time, like again when my parents went away, I invited my friends around again. Like we have like a radiator at the bottom of my stairs, and it's got like an edge on it. Well, my friend slid down the fucking stairs. He had no socks on, and he split the webbing of his toe in half and broke 2 toes.
Oh.
That freaks me out.
Yeah.
That just image in my brain freaks me out.
But yeah, we've had some like mad nights. I mean,
Dude,
Mum, if you're watching this, then it's too late now.
You know what makes me mad about that? Dirty Danco's what I should have named the podcast.
There you go.
Just name the episode. So name this episode Dirty Danco.
Dirty Danco and the boys.
Dirty Danco and the boys. I love like the European slang, right?
I was out here fucked when you were saying Dirty Danco. I was trying to understand what you were saying.
Danker.
Well, dude, that's what I thought too. And then we had to spell it out. He was like, "No, you fucking twits."
I know, right? He's like, "It was the dirtiest night. We've had some mad."
All right, I got the photo here. I'll just
Dirty Danco.
This is the shop.
Oh, what's the full name of the shop again?
I don't know.
That's the place.
We just call it Mucky Mary's.
Oh, you got to put a picture of that on the on the thing. So it looks, you'll see, looks like a rub and tug. Is a rub and tug. Dirty Danco works.
Sometimes like there's like a window up top, and like him or Mary will just like look out of it.
So do you think he has the copyrights to Dirty Danco, or
I don't know. It's been going for years.
Dirty Danco. Danko. Exclamation point.
That's what I'm going to do whenever I'm legally allowed to start selling merch, and my fathers at the NCAA allow me to profit off of stuff. I'm going to start selling Dirty Danco fucking shirts and jackets and mugs.
You should like there's like a cheap brand of vodka that he sells. It's called Chekhov. You just stick that bottle on there as well, you know, for the branding.
Wow, a whole Dirty Danco set.
Imagine a full tracksuit.
That's what I'm gonna go about on stage now. It's just a whole Dirty Danco tracksuit, bro. But you just like you spell it out.
Mucky Mary's is the women's edition.
Mucky Mary's and Dirty Danco and the boys.
God damn.
By DBG, she gotta shamelessly plug your name. DBG presents Dirty Danco and Mookie Mary by DBG.
Yeah, right. It's like totally like DBG presents Dirty Danco and the boys.
It sounds like just
like FX introduction, super European FX again. Am I saying it right? Is that European? Are you European?
No.
You're British.
That's what you could put under. That's like Dirty Danco presents Daniel Bridge-Gadd, like whatever comedy special I put out later in life. That's what my production company is going to be called, Dirty Danco. That's what's going to happen.
I like Dirty Danco Incorporated.
How do you not? It's going to go by Dirty Dan now.
Dirty Dan.
Dirty Dan.
I'm Dirty Dan.
Revolutionary stuff.
Nah, Dan sounds too Caucasian. I lived next to a white dude named Dan growing up. Hey, Mr. Dan. Some little kid ever came back to me. So, Mr. Dan.
You're like,
get the fuck out of here, Margaret. I have no patience for other people's little ass kids. It's wild.
Like, it's kind of funny because you go in there and he'd be like, "Are you old enough to buy this?" And I'd be like, with my like fucking voice break, 15-year-old boy, just like, "Yeah," and he's like, "No."
Yeah. You want to give me a pack of smokes?
Because I was like super nervous back then. Like, we didn't buy any smokes or anything like that, but like, yeah, just the alcohol. It was just weird. I went in there like a few times and I was like, yeah.
Dude, would it be My British accent is gonna get so good because of the show.
It should.
Just from shitting on Mark consistently.
So it's a British accent, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying European.
What's the difference between? Did I ask this already? The Britain and England thing. Why is it different?
Oh, we talked about this like off camera. Honestly, I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
Doesn't help us.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'll come back with that one maybe next time.
Bad fucking.
You know, you got to leave it on the cliffhanger. You know?
Bad fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Right, next time. Take Danko.
Cliffhanger. Old play structure.
Wait, there's a
Old
Twitter
poster
at
shirt.
Mucky Mary's.
Bring it all around. Huh?
Like, no, the photo, there's a Twitter at underneath it.
They just had to be called Mookie Marys, huh? They don't even try and hide the rub and tug.
They go Mucky Yucky Marys. Come get your rub and tug by Dave Danko and the boys.
Do you want to hear what the description is?
Their open sign is just a fucking dig, and it just goes in lights, and it.
Do you want to hear what the description of this Twitter is?
It's sick.
You say, yeah, let me hear Mookie Marys.
The official Twitter of Dewsbury's premier one-stop shop for out-of-date produce and stamps and that.
That's a
One-stop shop for cock chops. What?
The person, man. No sign of the bin men yet. More on this story as it develops. # bins.
Bins? Who's bins?
Trash. So it's like we call it a bin. Yeah.
I like their vernacular, man. It's really cool. We're just like, yeah, it was tight.
There's another one that says, "My milkshake brings all the boys to the hospital." His fucking Twitter page is mad.
I want to go to Mookie Marys.
I also want to go to Mookie Mary's.
You fucking don't. You feel like you're gonna get stabbed.
Bro, follow him. Maybe we can Skype him, get him on the show.
Imagine.
Cool.
You know, I just won't shake their hands or anything because that's kind of gross.
She's like, oh.
She's like,
Oh yeah, like I can try and give a little description of like the interior. There's like one fluorescent light that just blinks. That's
Wait,
it.
have you been there?
Yeah, that's where I got the alcohol from. That's where the
bought
story
that.
comes
Oh,
from.
so I forget it's not an actual rub and tug. I had it like built up in my head. I had it built up in my head that that's what it was. I was like, Mark, you dirty.
Got the rub and tug? Have you
seen-
gotten a rub and tug?
You've seen Mook? It was gross, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna close this out on one more thing. It's the comedian making a headline in the news. Although this guy's not really a comedian, he's like a funny rapper. But someone finally gave Lil Dicky a show, and it's on FX. Mark, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
How do you know who that is?
I've heard some of his songs before, but the one I know the most is the one he did with Chris Brown.
That's just about all I know as well.
I love that song. 'Cause you get to awkwardly look around the room. A bunch of white
Freaky,
people
is
say
it
the
Freaky
N-word
Friday or
sometimes.
something? I don't know.
Huh?
Is it, what's it called, like Freaky Friday?
Yeah, that's where he wakes up in Chris Brown's
Yeah.
body.
Does Lil Dicky actually say the N-word in that or no?
No, so it's like
Chris Brown
it's
does
Lil Dicky.
as Lil Dicky.
As
Yeah.
Lil Dicky.
What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
I think it's hilarious. That's the first thing most people do. They make out, you go, oh, nigga, yes! You're like, I'm about to go be oppressed today. Start complaining about some shit, nigga. It's the problem with everything. No, I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny. He said in the music video, he's like, holy shit, I got a kid, and then you never see him take care of that kid again. I was like, it's pretty accurate, bro. Like, I was like, he's really playing the part.
Not even a check every couple months.
Yeah. Nothing crazy. Sweet, dude. I think that's the game.
Wow. Well, that was a lot of fun, man. Thanks for having me on here.
Joey's funny. Plug your Instagram so people know.
Man.
Plug your You don't use Instagram.
I do. I've got it.
No, you
but
piss me off because I'm following you and you haven't posted
I will
anything since
post.
2014.
Maybe 2013.
And you're about to, it is 2013. You're about to catch the boot.
I'm not going to catch a boot.
You don't post anything.
You're
You're
not
just in
gonna boot me.
mentions. Weird. We usually stalk people.
Yeah. I brought that up to my class the other day.
You know, the fanny pack makes sense now.
That's where he keeps
Secret
his chloroform.
Little camera.
Yeah, chloroform and fucking, like, dum-dums on it. Is it a blood sugar thing?
Yeah, you guys are all right. You know that.
So you don't have any Instagram to plug? On Twitter to plug?
Nah, he's
I was-
25. He's got his
He's a,
Facebook to
he's a
plug.
grown fucking man.
Yeah, I've got my LinkedIn and my MySpace still going. So, are we still rolling right now?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I have to close it out. I'm gonna start saying the same thing every episode when we end like a schmuck.
What's the closeout?
When I say it, we have to cut the camera. So are you done talking? Peace out, family. I'll see you guys later.
Funny. When you